this workshop today, much anticipated. We're just going to be talking about Moxie website, our new Moxie website, our new platform. And this is just going to be the kind of basic intro class where I'm going to show you, go into the platform, kind of show you how and where things are, just very kind of basic setup, how it functions. We're going to talk about transferring over our website domain. So if you had a custom website, or if you, excuse me, if you would like a custom website domain like this URL here, I'll show you how to do that. And then we'll kind of go more into just editing that kind of pre-made templates that we have. And then hopefully we'll get talking about SEO in here as well. So let's go ahead and get started. So what we're going to go into is, of course, just starting off, we're going to go into MoxiWorks. Once we're in MoxiWorks, we're going to click on My Website. And that's going to bring you, actually, I should go here. That's going to bring you to what looks like this. So what this is obviously kind of our back end of our website. So if I go really quick and I'll just open up View Website, this is what our website will look like. Now, obviously, I've been in here kind of modifying things, so yours is going to look a little different. You're probably going to be set already to that pre-template, which we'll go into. But this, just so you understand, is how we control everything going into our actual site. So think of this as that back end place where we started, where we edited our website before. Now, what this platform is called WordPress. WordPress is a website builder. It's a pretty good one. A lot of companies use this as their website domain. So what's helpful for us is if we go to actual MoxiWorks.com, and then once we go to MoxiWorks.com, if we go to Agents and Help Center, I find this very useful. There's a ton of articles, there's webinars, videos, walkthroughs, specifically just for Moxie websites. Tons of different material in here. You can also type in, generally what you're looking for. And this is just extremely helpful. This has helped me understand things about the website, helps me find things that I'm looking for. So just relaying that information, that if you go into MoxiWorks.com, if you go into help under agents, go into Help Center, you can find articles and specific things for just our website. So let's start talking about just navigating this platform and just kind of what everything does. So over here, kind of on our main screen here, we'll have some helpful things if we're looking to do right away. Here I want to personalize the style of my site. I can click there and it'll bring you to that destination. Everything included in that. But what is our kind of makeup of our website? And same as before, our makeup of our website has to do with pages. Pages are what makes up our website. So if I go to my actual website and then I'm looking here I'm on the home screen. Here's my other tabs that I have. Here's my recorded classes, my offices. Here's my property search, everything. These are all pages, and that's what makes up the entirety of our website. So how I get there and how I control that is if I go to Site Pages and I click All Pages, this is then going to bring me to my overall pages for my website. So this is kind of the meat and potatoes of my website. These are, as I say, think of them as chapters within books. And I should probably think of another analogy because pages and books could get confusing. But here's that page. Here's that home page here. So that's that one section of my website. Here's my recorded classes page. So that's that second section in my website, and so forth. Here's my offices, my properties. Here's all those tabs that we were talking about, and that's what makes up my actual website. And then, of course, I can change this order. I can click and drag. Maybe I don't want my home screen, or maybe I don't want my home tab the first thing to go. So I can move that around. Maybe I want offices above recorded classes or something like that. I can move that around. Anytime we change this order around here, we're always going to go and click on the publish button. Really, generally, if you make any changes anywhere, you're going to have to click the publish button just to, lock in those changes that you've made. So that's where you can find the pages section for our website. And we're going to come back to this. We're going to, talk a little bit more about customizing pages. But let's start before there and go to appearance. Appearance, just like before, is going to have our kind of layout for our website. That's going to be those kind of preset templates that we have or see. Also included is the header and the footer for our website. So if we go to appearance and we go to layout, what you're going to see is the page layout, the home page layout for your website. So obviously my site was a little bit different because I just started making it my own. So yours wouldn't look like this, but what I did was I transferred over from there, and I'll show you there how we do that. And I'm going to hit publish. So now there's that template that you all would start off with. So if I go back to my home screen, let's refresh this page. So then this is probably something that you had started before. Here's, your headshot. Here's that search icon and so forth. So if I ever wanted to, if you ever wanted to change that layout, meaning that set template is what everybody starts with. If you wanted to have it agent focused and switch that over, you would go into appearance, you would go into layout, and then you'd switch over to that and hit publish. So now when I go over to my site again, let's just refresh. Here is now that different layout. It's more agent focused. My headshot's a little bit higher. Here's my bio or what I wrote. Here's that search bar and so forth, and any changes that I made to the site. Along with that, we can change the header and footer. So under appearance, we're just going to go to header. Maybe really the only things that we can do here is maybe we want to change the style of our header, meaning if we wanted our logo to the left with our categories here, or have our information, or with a bigger box of the categories drop down and so forth, we can just change, modify whatever it is we're looking for. So then, of course, I'm going to hit publish, and then that would take those changes over. Along with footer. So footer, the default for this is just that kind of default footer here with nothing really, in it. We can always change to the custom footer. And if we change to the custom footer and we click update, then we'll be able to click on edit your custom footer here. And then in that section, will bring us to our footer section, just the footer of our website page. And what we could start doing here is maybe we wanted to change these buttons. Maybe I wanted to start adding my social media links. Like maybe I wanted to change this equality housing opportunity to my Facebook link that would bring them to my Facebook page. I could do that in here. Well, we won't do that right now, but that's just an example of that's something that we could do. So from there, let's just say we're done with that. I'm going to go back to my admin home. Anytime that we are in a situation like that, you can always, and you want to go back to kind of our control center here, you'll see over the top left, it'll say admin home. And if you click on that, that is what will bring us to our back to our kind of control center. So let's go into kind of modifying any of these kind of set pages that we have, or these templates that are available to us. So if we go back to that site pages and then we click on all pages, this is going to bring us back to that center that we were in before, and we'll see all of our pages. So let's start just with like our kind of home template in here. So if I go to home, that's the page that I want to edit, and I click edit, that's now going to bring us within our home kind of section. Actually, I shouldn't. This is the custom page that I started with. Let's actually go back. I believe this is the page I don't want to edit. Yes. So here is what your, if you are going with one of those templates, those Coldwell Banker templates, that agent focused or that search focused template that we were just looking at under layouts, this is what you're going to see if you click edit. So really what this is just a kind of a very controlled template of what we're looking to do. Meaning we're just going to title it whatever our title is. You can title it home, you can title it homepage, you know, whatever it is you want it to be. And that's what the tab, so if I go back, that's what the tab is going to then be labeled. So if you type in home here, you'll see home, and then people will be able to click on that and go to your home screen. So from there, you will be able to upload a background image. I just uploaded a picture of Charleston here. We'll be able to change the text color just from white or black. So obviously, depending on what the image that you choose, we're going to change and modify that text along with the background effect, like if we wanted to make it lighter or if there was no effect, darker or so forth. Then for our profile, this is just our profile image. If this pulls automatically in from your profile on MyCB Desk. But if you had a new headshot that you wanted to use or a different photo that you wanted to use, you can just upload that image as well. That's actually reminds me of something I should have covered before. Anytime, so like before, our information is being pulled from MyCB Desk. So if you're ever wondering, why is my website using my wrong bio, or why is my website not using my correct headshot, where you go to control that is if you go under profile on MyCB Desk and then click on my profile, that's where you can change everything. Now my information, I'm not an agent, so mine's not going to look the same, but I do have a slideshow that shows this. So here, once you go into profile, my profile, you're going to see a screen similar to like this. And then this is where you're going to fill out that information, meaning under the about me, this is where you're going to fill in your general information, your bio, your designations, your specialities. Under contact information, you're going to upload your email, your phone number, your business phone. Office, we couldn't really do too much because that's controlled by your office manager, and that's your profile. But under social, we can also update any social media links that you have, like Facebook, Instagram, stuff like that, that we can also link to your profile. So if you've ever seen anything wrong in kind of MyCB Desk, under profile, my profile is where you would go to change any of that information. So back to where we were. Here we can edit the information being pulled in, add certain things, change things, whatever we need. And then under this section, this is where you're going to, be able to write for your home screen on your website. So just to show you on this template, here is my information, that information that we were just talking about, a little contact me button. But then under this, here's my name, along with this section, this is where if we write in this box, what is pulling over. Really, this works just the same as a Word document. You can change font size, text color, anything like that. It's really pretty easy to change anything, center it, move it, really anything that you're looking to do. From there, I don't want to show you that yet, but you can go down the screen and kind of see, and it will follow the kind of, and you'll be able to understand because you'll follow the set of here, where's the blog pull in, down here is where my header is, and so forth. Let's see. Now, for when we go back to our website, when we go back to our website, what you're going to see on your screen, obviously mine's a little different because I was editing things, is you're going to start off with a home tab. You're going to start off with properties. You're also going to start off with buying and selling, your about me, and then your more, which is going to be neighborhood news and about Coldwell Banker. Those are the main things you're going to start with: home, properties, buying and selling, about me, and more, which is going to have this information. All these other things are custom things that I've added in, but let's start talking about and editing those. So for those pages, again, anytime that we're trying to control those pages that we see on our website, we're going to go to site pages. And this is where we're going to see that information. So the first thing that we'll talk about is your properties. Under properties, automatically connected is the property search. So if we go to our website, we hit properties, property search, this is going to bring up that searchability in Coldwell Banker that we're all familiar with, that we've used before, and that was in our website before. So that's already embedded in your website. You don't really have to do anything from there. What we can start showing, and what's also available to us, is under properties, we have property search, which we were just in, but then we can also show my sold listings, feature properties, my office listings, my company's active listings, my company's sold listings. Those are all pre-made lists and search links that we can show and start using in our actual website. And the reason why we don't, excuse me, and the reason why we don't see them currently on our website is because it's hidden. Anytime that we see hidden, it's not going to show up on our actual website, but we can see it here on our backend. And if we wanted to just, make my sold listings visible on our website, we want to show that. This automatically pulls from our MLS, so we really don't have to do anything. We would just hit show, and then now that property list of my sold listings will be available on my website. So let's do that. I won't have any sold listings because I'm not an agent. But now once I do that, and once I hit publish, and then of course, when I go back to my website, oh, now when I go to my website under properties, oh, actually, let's see, it might not show just because I don't have an MLS, but let's see. Oh, did I change my website? Oh, no, there it is. So under properties, here's now my sold listings. So once you go in there and you have an active MLS, you'll be able to see my sold listings there. But let's say, okay, great. Now we've added our, my sold listings. You would also see again, I'm not an agent. You would also see a list here for my active listings. That would definitely be something you want to add to your website. But let's say there's stuff on this list on my sold listings or even my featured properties or my office listings that I don't want to show on my website. How we edit those lists, how we edit these lists within here is we're actually going to go to property lists. We're going to hit all property lists. And then here is going to pull up those property lists that we have on our website. So under this case, we're going to go to, the list that we want to activate. Maybe I want to hide some active listings that I don't want to show on my website for whatever reason, or any past sold listings that are maybe kind of out of my price range that I don't really want to, show people that I really do work with, something like that. If I click edit, this will then pull up, and this is very hard to show. I should really get a agent's website to show. But what this will do is now here's my sold listings list. Under here, under visible properties, you'll see the whole list of all the properties available to you that are showing on your actual website. Now, if you wanted to hide any of those properties, you would just click highlight the property that you don't want to show on your website, click hide. That will come into the hidden properties section, and then it won't. And then when you hit publish, it won't show anymore on your actual website. I apologize. I didn't think about this, that this will not actually show because I don't have an actual MLS number. But once you do the steps that I just talked about and you come in here, you'll be able to see which ones your sold listings in the past. And if you just simply highlight them, click hide at the bottom, then it would hide that property from your list. So when you went into your actual under properties, my sold listings, you will no longer see that property. So that's something good to understand. Now let's go back under site pages. So that was properties. Under buying and selling and your about me works the same as before when we talked about those templates. These are already pre-made templates for us to that are already auto-filled, mostly from our profile. So if I go into my about me section, my bio section, if I click on edit, here's going to bring open my template that's already pre-made for me. So if I go to my about me section here, I go into my bio, here's my bio section. It's going to be auto-filled for me with all your information. So if we just, like before, kind of with our home screen, if we wanted to change our general format of things, meaning here's my photo on the right, here's my photo on the left, here's, I don't want my photo at all. If I wanted to change my visibility, if I wanted to, change that set template that we really can't do much with, we would just click publish and then translate that over. Now, that's generally what you're going to see with this kind of auto-filled, these set kind of templates for us. We can't really do a whole lot with them. In the next class, if you're going to the next class, we're going to talk more about custom pages. So I'll get into, where I was before of that custom homepage where you can, really start from scratch and do anything. But I do want to touch on the point of SEO because it is a very, very important thing with our website. Or actually, sorry, I should have made this class longer. But should we? We'll probably touch on SEO the next class, just because we're going to talk about our website domain, because that is equally as important. So for our website domain, that custom website domain, maybe let's say that you're someone that doesn't have a website domain. Your website will when it's created, is just going to have your name followed by .sites.cbmoxie.com. That would be your website domain. Now let's say that you wanted to change that. Maybe I just wanted my site to be zachbishow.com. We can certainly do that. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be purchasing that custom website domain. Now, MoxiWorks makes this pretty simple for us because we can actually purchase it through this platform. So how we do that is if we go to settings and then click and find personal domain, we're going to be brought to this page. So right here at the top, we'll see our, given our given website domain, and say we want to start creating our own. What we're going to do is just follow the steps right here. We're going to say get a custom domain. You're going to click this link right here. And then what it's going to have you do is it's going to make you sign up for, if you don't already have one, a GoDaddy account. It's a free account. And then it goes through the steps of purchasing that website domain. So you would go in, create a GoDaddy account, but then it would also ask you of what domain you're thinking about using. You'd type in, zachbishow.com. You'd follow the steps. It's pretty easy. And then once you have that website domain, so once you follow those steps right here, it's then going to go to step 2, where all you're going to do is you're going to fill out this form. It's a form through MoxiWorks. Which then is you just notifying MoxiWorks that this is my domain. I have it here purchased through GoDaddy.com. It will then take that, acknowledge it, and then once you receive a notification saying that you're good to go, you're then going to see your website domain up here. So if you have 2 options, you would click on that custom website domain, set it primary, and then now you have that custom website domain. So pretty simple for that. To follow those steps. And if you ever, wanted to just, go in more detail, about this. If we go back to website or MoxiWorks.com, we can click on creating a vanity domain. There's a video on it walking through the steps of exactly what I just talked about. And then here it even walks through of purchasing your website domain. So very helpful for that. But let's say that you are someone that had a custom website domain, and let's say that you had one, typically agents had one from InTouch, and you want to use that same website domain and just transfer it over to MoxiWorks. We can more than certainly do that. What we will have to do is we're going to have to go to Market Leader, and I will share this link in the comment section after this workshop. But we will go to Market Leader. That is Market Leader's the company that we went through for InTouch. So we can see CB InTouch right here. And what this instructions are doing is it's basically going to walk you through how to then transfer that custom domain that you already purchased, that you already own. So let's say that I already had ZachBshow.com and it was on my InTouch website before. It's now, we just need to transfer that website domain over to our new site. So you're going to follow these steps right here, instructions to transfer your domain. It's basically doing the same thing. We're going to hit create a free account. You're going to create a free GoDaddy account if you don't already have one. And pretty simple, easy steps. You go in there, enter your name, email address, and then you now have a GoDaddy account. Then once you have that GoDaddy account, you're going to come back here, fill out your first name, your last name, your email, phone number, the domain that you're transferring. So that old domain or that current domain that you have, that's ZachBshow.com, and then your GoDaddy account number that you just created for here. What this is just basically doing is it needs InTouch, or Market Leader, I should say, needs a place to transfer that domain to. So since it's leaving InTouch, it's going to transfer the domain rights over to GoDaddy. Once it is in GoDaddy, InTouch, or Market Leader, I should say, needs just a couple days. You'll be notified that, hey, your domain is now officially over to GoDaddy. Once it's over to GoDaddy, you're going to go back to this section that we were just talking about. You're going to go to settings, personal domain, and then you're just going to skip over to step 2, because now that domain is over in GoDaddy, you're just going to fill out this form. Same as before, you're going to identify that GoDaddy account, identify what your custom domain is, and then have MoxiWorks accept that domain transfer. And then once they do that, once they notify you, you'll now see that your custom domain has been switched over. So really, it's not, I know I kind of make it seem a little complicated, but if you just follow the steps in here, depending if you just want to start from, you want to start from there, or you don't have a website domain, you would start with step 1, then followed by step 2. But let's say that you have one for Market Leader, you're just going to start here, follow these steps, and then fill out your form and go straight to step 2. But again, I will follow up and send this link to everybody so you guys can start it. Last thing I know, and I know we're going a little bit over, is that we don't have to do this right away, meaning that I would highly recommend getting your website organized first. So editing your website to something that you're happy with, going into those site pages, changing, modifying, having your site the way you want it to look before we transfer our website domain. Because once we transfer that website domain and it's now active, anybody that types in that website domain, so anybody that types in ZachBshow.com is going to be directed to this website. And we don't want to start sending people here until they're ready, or until we're ready to start bringing people here. So just a note for that. But with that being said, guys, that just about does it. That was a kind of general overview of a nice little intro to MoxiWorks website.